We developed our nurturing relationships approach in Renfrewshire really because of what the research says about the importance of relationships in children and young people's well-being and attainment. One of our main aims was to promote an understanding of attachment theory and of the importance of nurturing relationships for all children to support their learning and their social and emotional well-being. So it's a universal approach developed at a whole school level. So we wanted to promote an understanding right across the whole school community about the importance of nurturing relationships and nurturing approaches. So we used implementation science when planning our approach, and that sets out the steps that are critical in ensuring that an implementation is successful and sustainable. So although the overall approach is the same in each school, how that looks and how it develops is bespoke to each individual school, and again that's a key feature of our implementation.
So we've supported schools to take forward nurturing approaches through an implementation arc, and this arc includes all the different phases that are crucial in implementation successfully of the approach. So the first initial phase is a readiness assessment, and within that assessment the educational psychologist and school SMT staff would explore how ready the school are for taking the approach forward. So we would be thinking about questions like, is there capacity for staff training? Do you have lots of interventions happening at this point in time? So once the readiness assessment is completed, and we've all agreed that it is an optimal time to take forward the approach, we would then look to see about training. And this would be whole school staff training, but also training would be offered to 2 members of staff from the school for 4-day training for trainers. The whole school staff training would involve the whole school community, and this would be where HomeLink staff might be there, business support, janitors, kitchen staff, to ensure that it is the whole school approach. Following on from training, the school would then identify one of the 6 nurture principles to focus on, and we would offer a further in-depth training on that principle that they've selected. And then the next phase would be to look at the core group, and this would be the school staff would volunteer to be part of the core group, and this core group would really drive the approach forward within the school, and it would be really crucial that a member of senior management, such as the head teacher, be part of that group, because you would need the leadership there to drive it forward. And essentially the core group monitor and develop the ideas through a nurturing relations action plan within the school. And this action plan includes the real practicalities of what the school will do. It looks at what outcomes they're looking for and how they're going to measure that. And the plan, do, study, act improvement framework is also used within this for evaluation. And following on from that phase, we'd then look at evaluation, and really evaluation is built in throughout the whole of the implementation, about making sure everything's measured and that it's working the way that it was hoped. So through the training, the whole school staff are getting a real thorough understanding of attachment theory and how it impacts on child development and what that actually means in school. So what we've found from feedback from staff has been that there is a real understanding, there's a change in language, there's a change in view about children's needs, and they're thinking more about, well, what's happened to these children rather than what's wrong with the child in the classroom. The other thing we've found with the core group is that it really gives the school ownership. The school are coming up with ideas. It's not about what's being done to a school, but more about working with the school and then really driving the approach forward. Another benefit of the approach is that it does provide educational psychology service with a more strategic approach in schools. So it means that schools are actually recognising that the service can have an impact universally across the school, and it's not all about our service and targeted children, so we're supporting them as well as universally across the school.